All right, Eric here with Nature Daddy Collective, and today we are setting up a wood-burning stove inside of a canvas tent in beautiful Waiparous, Alberta. Here we go. All right, we're gonna be setting up this wood-burning stove in the canvascamp Sibley 400 Deluxe. Let's go. We are set up the Sibley 400 Deluxe. This is what it looks like on the inside. So we are going to install a stovepipe, and we're trying to figure out exactly where we're going to put it on the wall. It needs to have a certain clearance from the wall in order not to burn the canvas, but also, you know, the further in you put it, the less room you'll have in here. So yeah, that's what she looks like. That'll be home on our winter camp.
So when we look at the stove, we want to see the different connections and the length for how far we want to be away from any walls, from any combustible material. So looking at this stove here, on the back you'll have the number plates. When I look at this here, this stove, even though this is a double wall connection, would mean we can be closer to any sort of combustible surfaces. This stove here has measurements for the sidewall to the back wall to the corner of the units, and our biggest number here is going to be 14 inches, and that's from the sidewall of the unit. From where the back of the unit only has to be 8 inches. So for a canvas tent and for trying to get in your rough layout, we'll just take the biggest number and we'll make sure that stove within the tent is 14 inches away from all sides, and then we can shimmy and move it a little bit later.
And then what about the actual flue pipe?
So the flue pipe, this is a double wall construction, which means that we allow air to go through it. So the inside of the pipe is which is going to be the hottest, but the outside is not going to be as hot because we allow air to come through it, so we can be closer to combustible materials.
Nice. All right. So yeah, we have a single flue pipe on the canvas tent. So yeah, it'll be hotter at the flue pipe connection for sure. All right, so I think we found the location that we want to put it. We were thinking about putting it closer to the door, but it just seemed like it blocked the entrance too much. So kind of opted for a little bit in the middle. We plan on sleeping 3, maybe even 4 people in here sometimes, so that gives enough space definitely on either side for 2 people. There's also this whole back area that you could sleep. So what we're gonna do now is we actually have to install the point that goes through the canvas tent. So I've just marked where that stovepipe is actually gonna go through. I'm gonna get Marvin to kind of poke through, just hold it so I can mark the other side, and we're gonna have to actually stitch the stove jack in. So what this thing actually looks like is this. So it's got the fire retardant basically exit hole here, and then also a canvas attachment. So this kind of just rolls up when you're using the stove, but it's also, if you're not having the stove in the tent, you can flap this down and then actually be waterproof still, instead of a big hole in your tent. So we are going to have to stitch onto this portion of the tent and then cut out the actual canvas from underneath. All right, well, it's gotten dark here, but we still need to install the thing. Stove jack, we have stitched the top. There is still the outer edge to stitch, and then we're gonna cut we got Nature Daddy Dexter up in here. He's helping out with the tent. And as you met earlier, Nature Daddy, True Daddy, Marvin. No, I'll stitch it out actually at the top, and then we'll do another round, and we'll go just like an inch in. And we'll do opposite stitching. Oh! You like that?
Yeah, you gotta get it next time. It's satisfying.
Oh, yeah.
The comment, you skipped out on the gross commentary though.
No, we're coming out. We're coming out here.
Marv, you gotta get it.
Get ready. Get ready. Oh!
You're gonna have to voice edit you out of there for sure.
Yeah. I'm just gonna stick this in here on this other stitch, so don't worry about it.
You Dale. How do I call anyone?
Oh, I'd love some. Some of this sweet, sweet dandelion wine. Straight from the earth, you know? That's so sweet though. That is ridiculously sweet. Alright, so we've stitched around the outer perimeter. So now our plan here is we have to cut out this portion of the actual canvas and just leave the fire retardant material. So our plan here now is to basically stitch, like we just stitched around the outside to basically seal the seam. Afterwards here, I'm gonna put an actual canvas sealant around the outside edge so that it's waterproof. And then now we're gonna stitch about an inch on the inside, and that's what we're gonna cut the canvas to. And the idea behind that is that you don't want the like canvas to rip further than the first stitching, because if you rip it to the outside or anything like that, then you're obviously gonna break a seal. So I'm just gonna cut this now, and then you don't want to break the seal, you know.
Cheers.
But this wine may make me break the seal, you know. Cheers to the Hutterites. What are your thoughts on our install?
Well, we're less than a 6-inch clearance here to canvas, so we got a little bit of a fire hazard potential. And the fact that we're going to be sleeping in here overnight, you know, I might have a knife ready to go in my pocket so I can, you know, slice into this canvas and let
If
myself
you
free.
cut my canvas tent in the middle of the night,
if it's on fire, baby, she's gonna be a gaping hole.
just for everyone's sake of mind too, we have thought about safety. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order a battery powered CO2 monitor. This is just an extra precaution. I don't think we're gonna have any sort of problems in here, but just for peace of mind, I'm gonna buy one just to keep inside the tent in case, you know, you never know. You got some backdraft or some leakage of some sort and you're producing carbon monoxide fumes, don't know about it. So safety is obviously important and something that everyone should think about. Just a recommendation, maybe not necessary.
Well, when in doubt, just never forget, RTFM. RTFM. Read the fucking manual, when in doubt.
You know, I think that's a habit of most males, though, is that we have a tendency to think that we can install things without actually reading a manual. But it is definitely beneficial to read a manual, follow instructions, follow guidelines, of course. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah. It's done.
Pull the piece of wood out.
Does that seem bad?
Doesn't feel like it.
Scissors is that.
I've seen some of these that the paint will fucking smoke.
So
and then it'll sink into the whole paint. So you just gotta get it cooking once and cure the paint and cure all of it.
Yeah, all my unit heaters actually have a little bit of smell on first fire.
What are you installing right now, Marvin? We're putting the flute into the fireplace.
Though, right?
It's the damper, actually, right? The damper. You are right. Yeah.
So this will be all the way open.
This is what it looks like.
And this will be all the way closed. It's just to control a little bit of air.
Marvin always provides diesel dust. It is a combination of diesel and wood chips. It's one of the best fire starters there is. The reason being is that if you mix gasoline with wood chips, it'll have an ignition right away. So when you go and put the flame to it, it'll burst in your face. Diesel reacts differently. It is a slow burn, so you can actually put a flame to it. It'll ignite slowly and burn consistently. So it is a well better fuel to use for starting fires.
Yeah. Well, no, maybe it's dolphin. Maybe it's dolphin.
The old how to write wine. All right, look at this. This is fantastic. Hey.
Holy fuck.
All right.
It's gonna cure.
Beautiful fire going in the wood burning stove.
Because this is all right.
Hold on, let's tap this a little bit more.
She's gonna work.
You need to be 2 feet above the highest peak within 10 feet. So if the highest peak is within 10 feet, you have to be 2 feet above it.
Okay, we're gonna come down a little bit. We're in the pipe.
All right, so we have installed the flue pipe to the stove. There is wood burning in there. Marvin's loaded it up. So let's just take a look inside here. So we do have the stove in here, and you know, as you can see, it is exiting through the port that we installed. This is gonna keep this tent mighty warm. I don't think we're gonna have a problem here with heat. That's for sure.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, sizes, shapes, and forms, I reckon about big logs, 4.5 hours of nice heat. And then it's gonna start cooling down on you.
I'm gonna be far over there with the winter sleeping bag, and then I'll be nice and cozy in the morning.
Very smart move.
This is definitely a smart room. This has got to be hot.
What I would do is
Legs are still cold. That's crazy.
All right, so this is the finished product in the light now. You can see our stitching on the inside, kind of double layered, so we just cut the canvas basically 1 inch away from this seam. That gives it enough clearance for the stack to come out without risking damaging the canvas. Again, the flap can just roll up. You can tie it off here. But yeah, I'd say it looks pretty good.